Smack talking raw, where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is Smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom!
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's another episode of Smack Talking Raw. I'm Pinky, and Rostradamus is back. He's out of the cave. Welcome back, my friend.
Man, it's been don't get sick. Whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, do not get sick because it is no freaking joke, right?
Don't get old either. Just don't do it.
No, get old because that shows that you're still alive. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Don't do this because I'm telling you, every single time I get sick, it makes me feel like, you know, when my parents used to tell me when they were getting sick when I was a little kid, Pinky, I used to laugh at them. You're so blah, 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 right? Now I'm getting to my parents' age when I remember them and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, my bad. Let me dial you guys up in heaven and tell you guys how sorry I truly am. You know?
I tell you, man. It takes a lot more to bounce back.
You know, Pinky, a lot of great things happened this week. And I'll start with our Denver Broncos because that way I'll put a smile on your face. 18-15. Should have been a little bit more. I think this is one of those games that we kind of just didn't really chalk it up because we're looking at the Chiefs as our next big game because on Thursday night we got the Raiders, and I don't think we're thinking that highly of them either. So we got a couple of like snoozers that are in the way before we get to our big primetime matchup with the Chiefs. What do you think?
Well, when you play a tough defense like the Texans, because the Texans can bring it on defense. Sometimes you got to put it at risk, and they didn't want to put it at risk very much, so they kind of dialed it down a little bit. And sometimes you just got to let it rip, man. Take the chains off of Bo Nix, let him use his legs, let him throw to a tight end. That'd be nice. Maybe right in the middle of the field. Maybe not a tight end screen like we keep trying to run, but maybe just right there, 10 yards, hook route, boom, tight end. But they got the job done at the end of the day. There's a lot we can nitpick, and they should have done this or that. Should have been a little bit bigger win. But a W is a W, and you got to keep eating.
Right. That's right. We got 5 division games coming up, and all of them are going to start lining up here pretty quick. So it's an exciting season, an exciting time to be the 7-2 Broncos. So holla at me if you want to, but if you don't want to, we got 2 words for you later on in the show, and we'll do that in a minute. Second topic is there is not a new World Series champion. There is a back-to-back World Series champion. And I'm telling you, in LA town, baby, woo! It's outstanding to be a Dodger fan right now. What a World Series, though. What a World Series. That was one of the, as a fan, being in the midst of it, I was on pins and I think that's why I got sick. Because I was staying up late at night. We had an 18-inning game. We had an 11-inning game 7 game. I mean, at the end of the day, and people tapping the home base. Smith barely tapping the home plate before the guy gets there. Outfielder running over another outfielder to catch the ball. I mean, we had all kinds of stuff going on. But at the end of it, Yamamoto, son, and Shohei, son, let's do it, baby. Let's go for 3. Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Yamamoto was lights out. Man, it was like Yamamoto's in, we're done. Like, we're done. So he had a
but
great
kudos
World
to
Series.
the Blue Jays. Kudos to the Blue Jays because they put on every hitter they had that came up. It was like, dang, we can't get that person out. Clements, he should have won World Series MVP just because he was hitting the ball every time it was pitched to him. But anyway, we didn't come here to talk about baseball. We didn't come here to talk about football. We came here to talk about wrestling. So there's a segment we do on every single show, and it's called Ron's Rant. So today I'm going to rant. I'm going to keep it to less than 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So we can put it on the whatever you call it, the reels, so people can watch it later on down the line and be like, I got what Ron's saying. So Ron's rant starts now. So we have come through a time and an era in my life to where we have seen champions like Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
What?
Roman Reigns.
What?
Continue to go on and on and on and on and on. And then there is Cody Rhodes. And what I'm going to say right now is going to get a lot of people's hairs crawling on the back of their head, but that's what Ron's rant is all about. There's a reason why your dad didn't get the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE, Cody. Is because you don't put butts in the seats and it's not believable. That's why SmackDown's ratings are low. That's why there's no real contenders. You had some pretty good matches with Kevin Owens, but everything is repetitive on SmackDown right now. And so when you're watching the show, you don't even have to watch the show and you can pretty much predict what's going to happen. Saturday night's main event, which we're going to get to in a minute. You have an incredible opportunity to bring something new to the fold and have Drew McIntyre, who's been working his ass off in the last couple of years. He worked against Punk. He's worked against Cody Rhodes. He's worked against Randy Orton. He's worked, and all he's doing is jobbing out to Cody Rhodes. It's not even believable. Cody Rhodes, I want a champion that I feel like I can't beat. Right back when I was growing up and Ric Flair was the champion, he puts the figure 4 on you and you know you're done. Cody Rhodes, he puts the crossroads on you. And even Roman Reigns said it to him in WrestleMania 40 after he used the same road. He said, this move doesn't pin anybody. Doesn't beat anybody. So we're in a situation and a time where we have a champion that, what do you want to talk about? No, what do you want to talk about, Cody Rhodes? What do you want to talk about? Because when you come out, your promos are lame. The only thing that's cool about you is your intro music. And if you're not putting butts in seats, that's not even entertaining anymore. I can't put you up against Hulk Hogan and say you would beat him. I can't put you up against Shawn Michaels and say you would beat him. I can't put you up against Bret Hart and say you would beat him. I definitely can't put you up against The Undertaker and say you could beat him. I can't take you against almost any champion in my mind, Cody Rhodes, and say that you are the greatest of all time to be able to deserve the stroke that you're getting right now. So this rant is about Triple H and the WWE programming. Understand what puts butts in seats. Monday Night Raw, CM Punk. Although my man CM Punk, it's time to start getting your Hall of Fame ring shined up, buddy, because you're getting old too. The end of the day, bottom line is when Punk came out and then Logan Paul came out, there was an electricity that came into Monday Night Raw that I hadn't seen in months. And it was so cool. But on SmackDown, I come out in my trench coat and I come out, what do you want to talk about? And then I kind of complain, whine about. That's not what a champion does. So at the end of the day, it's time for somebody to take you out. And if nobody wants to take out Cody Rhodes, I'm signing up. That's my rant.
Oh, man. Well said, Ron. Well said. I can't even fight that. Can't even fight it. Well, let's talk about that Saturday night main event. And hold on real quick. Let's I'm not even going to start off with the first. Well, actually, start off with the first match there that they brought out, which I was kind of shocked at the opener of this. So here we go. We had Cody Rhodes, Corporate Cody, as Drew McIntyre calls him.
Cody, yeah.
I just knew they weren't going to let Drew win. They just weren't going to do it. That they should have. And again, that comes back to, I think we've talked about it a lot. When you make it predictable, it's not fun. When we already know like this is what's going to happen, there's no surprise here. It's like, and this was the opening match, and it just, you know, if he's the biggest champ, the headliner, like they don't usually open the show. So and I know why they did it this way. I mean, I know why CM Punk and Jey Uso was last, but this just felt when they opened up the show with Cody coming out, it felt weird. That it was okay. Like Saturday Night's Main Event as a whole I thought actually was entertaining, but this was just okay. It was meh. If you missed this one, I don't think it mattered, right, Ron?
Right. You know, sometimes I invest time with wrestling. My wife is not a wrestling fan. You know, for those of you out there that have a wife that will watch it and tolerate it with you, God bless you, man. But at the end of the day, my wife is not a wrestling fan. So when I'm spending time watching something that I know is pissing my wife off, and I'm pissed off while I'm watching it, and I'm pissed off with her, I can't even go to her and say, babe, well, one day you should have seen this match. Just like, I'm rushing to eat my dinner because I'm like, I don't know what the first match is. And I'm like, Cody and Drew. Well, maybe they're going to put the belt on Drew. And that's another thing about wrestling, man. Maybe they are going to put the belt on Drew. The suspense is freaking lifted, man. This is entertainment. So it's like, why can't Drew be? You got to in MMA or anything like that. You don't know who's right in the match or anything like that or whatever. You just watch the fight, and whoever wins wins. There's not that part inside of wrestling, and that's what's frustrating. Is because I know if they're writing this, okay, are you watching the same product I am? Or are you too busy giving each other these in the background to like say, hey, we're all good, it's all cool. They'll like it just like I do, right? It's ridiculous what's on this TV screen right now. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, this was a shame. And I was rooting for my man Drew. I got my Drew McIntyre bobblehead this week. Drew's awesome. He's one of the better heels. He's telling the truth. It's just time, man. It's just time to get him doing something other than being a jobber, like you said, just like taking those L's left and right. You can't keep taking those L's and having them in main event matches, you know,
right?
Or in that,
right.
in the world title scene. Like you can't have him getting title matches when he's just taking L's. So
right.
But so this was actually this was the worst match of the night, in my opinion.
And we've been saying that a lot about the Cody Rhodes reign, with the exception of his match at SummerSlam. He and John Cena put on a good match at SummerSlam. That was good.
A great match. Great match
yeah.
at SummerSlam. So that again, Cody did have good feud with Kevin Owens going, and then after that this year, besides that SummerSlam match, it really hasn't been much to talk about.
Yeah, and I really want to like Cody because I liked his dad. I watched his dad wrestle, you know, against the Date Your Boy Ric Flair, against Harley Race, and against the Russians, against Nikita Koloff, Barry Windham, etc. I mean, I could go on. And it's just when I'm watching Cody, he's kind of a wannabe. And it's like, you know, I'm putting on my dad's big shoes and see if I could walk in them. And it's just, yeah, you got the title and your dad didn't, but he's making the product bad because I can name 7 wrestlers that should have the title right now that don't over Cody.
I mean, people like him though. I love Dusty Rhodes. He made a fat kid smile because he made me go, I could do that. I'm big and fat like him. I could do that. That'd be great. Oh, Dusty, I miss you, buddy. We'll move over to this one. I mean, I guess this would qualify as the worst match, really, if we really think about it. But I think we knew what was going to happen. They played up the knee injury, right? Tiffany's knee injury. They played that up, and what we got was an absolute squash. Just a squash. Now, I don't know if I would have a problem with that if this was their first match, but the fact that this was like their 4th match and she's never been able to squash her before, but now was the knee that bad that now, like, you know, I think Tiffany got 3 power bombs and she was out. You're done. Like, something about it just felt like, based on how they had previously had good matches, I feel like if they had drawn this out a little bit, maybe to 7-8 minutes, had Tiffany get some offense, get some momentum, and then have Jade just shut the door, I think I would have liked that better than this like complete squash when Tiffany did all the squashing for the last 3 matches. Well, am I wrong?
It's kind of like it was written backwards. They should have had Jade fight against Tiffany the first time and squashed her, and then had Tiffany work her way back to winning the title. They did it completely in reverse, the whole thing. Like Jade, they put so much pomp and circumstance when she first came to WWE. They put so much into her, and they were just like, oh, guess who's inside of the performance there? They had the camera, her walking through, and I mean, dude, she is looking sick. She's walking to the thing, and you're like, dude, this woman is going to be an epic, epic superstar based upon their presentation of her. Then she gets hooked up.
If you think about an Amazon warrior, she's who would come to mind.
Exactly. And so then they pair her up with Bianca, and the rumor is because she wasn't wrestling to WWE standards, so they were giving her some ring time with Bianca. They win the tag team champions, lose the tag team champions, win the tag team champions back, and then they come back, and there was never an era of dominance in Jade Cargill until this match. So why now? You're trying to prep for WrestleMania against Bianca? Like, okay, you're already predicting. You're doing predictive programming right now that I know about 6 months from now, we're going to have a match between Bianca and Jade Cargill for the title. And Naomi may come in and do something to mix it so they can keep that collaborative group together for a long period of time. It's all built into the storyline, but at the end of the day, I like, this is what pisses me off, man. I'm watching wrestling and it's like, okay, Jade, you killed Tiffany, but the last 3 times before it was 50-50 booking, or maybe 70-30 in Trish's corner. Where does Trish go from now? Does she just go to the bottom of the ranks? Because I don't see her getting a title shot anytime soon, and she just carried your division for 10 months.
Well, I think they're going to give her some time off with this squash. I believe that she'll get some time off, which means we won't see her in a couple weeks in at SmackDown, unfortunately. But besides bringing up some NXT talent, man, I don't know what SmackDown's going to do. Nia Jax has already fought Jade a couple times. Like, I guess, do we move Julia up to face Jade? Like, is there anybody else to really fight Jade? Or is she going to just sit there with the title for 3 months without doing anything? Which is like,
become Julia Senior.
Which, and again, I love Io Sky. I know sometimes you're like, whatever. But when she got the belt, like, for 2 months, they had nothing for her to do, which made no sense.
Nothing.
There's tons of women on Raw to wrestle. Lyra, Becky, Stephanie, Raquel. You had Asuka. You had Roxanne. There was tons of people you could bring out to wrestle Io Sky during that 2 months before Evolution, and nothing. Very, very crazy. So I'm hoping they find something for Jade to do, but I don't know if there's anybody compelling on SmackDown to really give her a good feud. Unless you're just going to throw everybody in there and have her squash everyone for a little while to build up that character. And Jade is not the best technical wrestler. I think we can say that pretty easily. At this point, we just need her to be a monster. We just need her to be a monster.
Another thing that's going on is ticket prices are so darn high for everything WWE related. And so what happens is that I think what TKO's strategy is, they're going to make it more of a corporate event to where they subsidize tickets to corporations and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter what product you have on the thing because they don't care about the product anyway. because the first pop I've seen in wrestling was on Monday Night Raw, again, when CM Punk and Logan Paul were engaging with each other. I hadn't seen that kind of pop since The Rock came out for the first time when he was here in Colorado. I really hadn't. And it was like pretty cool to see an aliveness in wrestling for a minute, right? But the end game is, there's a rumor that at Saturday night's main event, John Cena's last match, that Vince McMahon and Donald Trump will be in attendance there. Is that a way of introducing Vince McMahon to the WWE populace so he can maybe buy the product back? Like, I don't know, because then they could have Vince come in and start booking things and everything like that and make him look like a hero and get all the stink off of him. I don't know, but that's the rumor, that Vince McMahon and Donald Trump are coming to John Cena's last match, December 13th.
It sounds pretty set that Donald Trump will be there, from what I have heard. Vince McMahon, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Well, congrats, Jade. Hopefully they write you some good stories, a good feud, something to continue building your career. I will look forward to it, but what they've done so far has not been great for you.
She's kind of like the Bobby Lashley of the women's division.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. Now, I thought this was one of the best things going on Saturday night's main event. I had the best time watching this match. What'd you think?
I think that this was a very well put together match. I'm loving the fact that they're giving Dom the Eddie Guerrero rub. It's just awesome just to bear witness to it, because how many people out there, as you're watching this, whether it be live or in the future, how many, drop a like or comment if you see something about this that you recognize on anything, but especially with regards to this match. This is Eddie Guerrero Jr. I might have to get a paternity test for Dom and with Ray and Eddie, because he puts it off so well.
Dude, when he threw that chair to Rusev and then tried to hide, like the ref, like, oh, he's going to hit me. And the ref's like, no DQ, man. Like, he can hit you if he wants. Like, I laughed so hard. And when you can do, Penta had a lot of high flying moves, Rusev being powerful, like Dom being a great luchador as well. It all worked so well. And then the comedic aspect of it, with Dom doing that, and then when he when Rusev has Penta in the acolyte and he's pulling, and then the ref, like, you hear the bell, and all of a sudden Rusev lets go and he's like, I won. Like, he's so excited. And the bell keeps ringing and it keeps ringing. And finally he looks over and sees it's Dominic Mysterio ringing the bell. That was so good. Whoever came up with that, that was amazing.
Excellent.
I laughed so hard, and it gave off Eddie Guerrero vibes, because that's what, Eddie Guerrero, lie, cheat, and steal, right? Whatever it took. It was fantastic. I wouldn't have minded if Dom had lost myself, but at the end of the day, like, I left that match going, great match, fellas. You made me laugh. You entertained me. Amazing job.
I think that the thing that I don't like about this match is you got Penta and Rusev. Penta's a superstar. When he came to WWE, and I can't belabor this point enough, when Penta came to WWE, I was super jacked for this guy, because I'm like, they're actually going to give a luchador an opportunity to get high up on the card, because his entrance fantastic, his way that he showed up as far as like wanting to get in and mix it up with anybody. I mean,
did you see his entrance last night on Raw?
I did not see that.
They added fireworks to the ring. He was in the middle of the ring and he did his thing like that again, and the fireworks came off the ring posts. It was
so he did
awesome.
a cane. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to see it because I was doing something else. I came and they were already doing their thing.
It was awesome. And I was like, I mean, you know how I feel about Penta. That guy is my uncle, wife's uncle, I'm gonna go see tomorrow actually in Seattle. He met Rusev, Penta, got pictures of all of them before Saturday night's main event because he was there again because that's what he does.
That is what he does. Yeah,
It's what he does.
We need to definitely be hanging out with him. So yeah, I mean, I just wish that they made this booking, if that's what you're going to call it, somewhat so that it makes everybody look stronger. Right now,
I thought everybody came out of this match looking good, though.
But Dominic, he comes out the more wittier and the more this, so it makes Rusev and Penta look stupid in some regards, you know? You don't ever want a future champion to look like he doesn't have good brains. That's just common sense booking, you know, at the end of the day. But good job, Dominic Mysterio.
Whoop, whoop. All right. And for the main event, which I know you had to be happy about the results, we'll congratulate CM Punk on winning the World Heavyweight Championship in a entertaining match. I gotta ask, Ron, the rumor out there, and there was a lot that kind of backed up the rumor that Jey Uso may have been under the influence of something for this match.
There could have been. Yes.
Did you see that rumor, or do you believe that rumor?
There seemed to be a little something off inside of the match, just a little tad off. I did see the rumor. What are your thoughts about it?
I think he was, man. He was either on some type of substance or he was completely blown up. Because there was multiple times he botched moves. He looked sluggish. And then the part when CM Punk goes out to the crowd, grabs a water bottle, and then pours water on him, that wasn't they didn't write that.
Right.
They didn't write that. So something was going on. And I appreciate Punk for probably not calling him out, you know, afterwards. He actually talked about him very kindly last night on Raw, and then they teamed up together on last night's Raw. So that was fun to see. But something was off with Jey, and if he wants to stay in this main event Jey Uso world, he's gonna have to make sure he's always on top of his game.
Yeah, you can't be going out to the ring and messing up stuff for sure.
You can't, because again, that's how you get hurt or you hurt someone else. So, and this is the reason why this match was last, because CM Punk winning and getting the title is everything. It's the moment that the night needed. Nobody needed Jade winning, but CM Punk winning, we needed that.
Yeah, because in SummerSlam, he got completely ripped off. And I called that, just like we're going to go over our results from this Saturday night's main event. So
it's okay. It's okay they got ripped off. That was good television. That was entertaining television.
Which I called, friend. I told you that it was a ruse from the very second it went down. You're like, oh my gosh, Seth is hurt and he's never coming back and he's out forever. No,
and I'm like, dude, it's a work. Come on now, Ron.
I said it. I told you. How many of you guys thought that Seth Rollins thing was a ruse? Drop a like or a comment in the fold. So getting back to our picks from last week. So Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. We both chose Cody. Ding, 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 ding. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. We both picked Jade. Ding, 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 ding. Triple threat. Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Rusev. We both picked Dominic. Ding, 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 ding. Main event match. CM Punk versus Jey Uso. You picked Jey Uso. I picked CM Punk. Ding, 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 ding. The winner. And next year when we start, we're going to keep stats for the year to see who has the best win-loss victory record for the whole year. And if you guys want to like participate in this, we're going to put some competition together and you guys can sign up and definitely shoot us an email or shoot us a message inside of the link. And we'll definitely get you guys locked in there on just how well you think you can predict this predictable WWE massacre.
We'll post that. We'll post that on the Facebook page before every PLE, and see how the crowd gets down.
For sure, for sure.
All right, so let's move on to. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, we're doing good on time. I do got to throw out before we move over to our main topic, which I'm really excited about. Congrats to All Ego and Chelsea Green becoming the AAA inner couple champion. I don't know what they call it, but it's a male-female tag team wrestling in AAA that they do. It was previously Mr. Iguana and I can't even remember the lady's name, but
what's your name? It doesn't matter what your name is.
This is a fantastic partnership. They fit like I saw an interview with Chelsea Green, and she had talked about like she got told like she was coming down to NXT, and she got told that she was going to be put into this promo with Ethan Page. Had never met him, never talked to him. She started going over the promo, and the next thing she said, she was like, "He's literally me. That's my character, but in male form." Fantastic. This has been a great partnership. They have great chemistry, and I look forward to seeing them in the ring some more as AAA champions.
Well, let's not get them to be in Matt Hardy, Lita, and Edge situation. Because her real life husband is IC, the IC champ, the IZ champ.
Well, I've seen Matt Cardona. Nobody's messing with Matt Cardona's lady, okay? It ain't happening. That dude is stacked. So that's just not happening. So congrats.
And they are so opposites because I've met Matt Cardona in person at WrestleMania 31, and that dude is so quiet and shy. Like when you talk to him, it's like, "What's up, Matt? Hey dude, what's going on?" Like he doesn't really engage very much.
He doesn't. And then I want to spend a good amount of time on our main topic, so I also wanted to bring this up. This was Raw last night. I know we've had an issue with SmackDown. We've had an issue with Raw. I thought Raw last night was just really damn good, which I was like, they're putting a really damn good show on in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Like Rio Rancho's getting this. This is like a New York storyline, or like LA, or like this is like you put together a really fantastic show for one of your big markets. But hey, Rio Rancho, you guys got an awesome show. Logan Paul was great. I love Logan Paul. When he came out, I got super excited. The wife's like, I was watching on my tablet. We got Monday Night Football on the big TV for her. I'm watching the tablet, and I got all excited. And she's like, what's going on? I was like, Logan Paul's back. I was so excited. So to see this happen, tell the people what happened here, because I think you probably were a little upset when you saw it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, here's what I do know to be true. Is CM Punk is the world heavyweight champion. I can tell already up front that he is not a big catalyst for Logan Paul, period. So that's a nice bit of writing right there, is that they, even though they should have an alliance with each other, it doesn't really work. So how is that all going to come together? Paul Heyman being in the mix and getting Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in the mix, Jey Uso being in the fire. For me, it's something that I just am looking forward to watching it percolate. I just looked at it as a percolate situation that's going to blow up, and potentially something that I didn't see coming. Logan Paul could be our next world heavyweight champion, or he and Braun Breaker could be fighting at WrestleMania 42. and the new era of wrestling could start to come down here pretty soon. That's what I can see.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. I'd love to see Logan Paul as a world heavyweight. I want a bad guy as my champion. I want the good guys to have to climb the mountain and slay the dragon, and because it makes the climb, it makes everything, that makes the payoff worth it. That's why Cody beating Roman at 40 is so amazing, because he had to climb up that mountain. He had to overcome everything to get to that point. We don't have that if we don't have a bad guy with the belt.
Yeah, and the thing about Logan Paul, it's built in how they could build a world heavyweight champion around him, because he has impulsive. And so in that show, he could have his world heavyweight title belt there, and he starts to build his little army that are sitting around him, kind of like the Johnny Carson show or whatever. Like, people try to come and mess with him on the set. Like, he could have like a Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed there. And like anytime he's interviewing somebody's trying to like,
Bro,
it keeps the continuity of the match.
I miss those segments where Kevin Owens is out having people come out and he's talking trash. Piper's Pit, Kevin Owens,
Chris
Grayson
Jericho.
Waller, Chris Jericho. Like, Logan Paul could totally do that. That segment would cook. It'd be great. We don't have any of that right now. It doesn't make any sense. That goes back to that continually, because it was another way to continue building that character, continue having people come out. That's how a feuds could get started fairly easily. It's a great thing to do. Maybe they'll get back to it, but Logan Paul possibly joining the Vision is a pretty big topic that I can't wait to see how it gets ironed out in the next few weeks. Plus, if he does join the Vision, that means we'll get to see him more often, and I'm a fan of that. He'd been gone since Clash in Paris, and I was like, where's Logan Paul at? I'm damn near ready.
What a way to turn him
face.
What a way to turn him face by not have him join the Vision, and maybe have someone like Brock Lesnar join the Vision, or Obafemi, Carmelo Hayes, like all these guys that we were talking about before, and just have them all punk Logan Paul, so that takes him away for 6 months, and maybe at SummerSlam he wins the World Heavyweight Champion or something like that.
They got to put a belt on him sometime soon, I think. I do think that's got to happen sometime soon. All right, so Raw was really fun last night, and one of the things that came up from Raw is one of the things I want to talk about. It was announced at Saturday night's main event on Saturday that we would be having a 16-man tournament for John Cena's last match. And there would be opponents or folks who are in this tournament would be WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and a couple guys that don't even work for the company. And that got the internet just swirling. So I wanted to bring it up and talk about it, Ron. So we got the John Cena Retirement Tour final match bracket.
Dude, we need to put this all over the internet, dude. This is pretty sick. The Smack Talk and Raw competition roster. I love it, bro. I didn't even have no part in this. Anybody that's watching, this is all the Pinkster. Good job, Pink.
This was by total accident. My guy who usually makes our thumbnail graphic was like, hey, man, I was up late last night. I didn't get a chance to do it. And I just happened to have the day off today. So I got onto Adobe and figured it out.
Wow.
with some blood, sweat, and tears. So
wow, that's pretty sick.
But last night they did announce the first two. I do kind of like what they're doing. They got all the names in a little bingo wheel thing, and they're pulling names out one by one. On next Monday Night Raw, we will have Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh.
And then why am I already forgetting the other one? There's another match that was announced also, there we go. The first matches were announced. Damian Priest against Rusev.
Okay.
Now, the highlight graphic showed Dirty Dom, Braun Breaker, Rusev, Penta. So I think those are some guys that'll definitely be in there. Damian Priest. I'm assuming Carmelo Hayes. I think he was in the graphic as well, if I remember right. Who do you think should be in there from SmackDown? And now we got Damian Priest.
Are they going to allow the champions to be a part of it too?
I believe so, because there's no championship is on the line. I believe it's just this is John Cena's last match. Oh,
I'm just looking it up real quick. I'm just looking it up the graphic.
I'm pulling it up here. Now the graphic did show Gunther, so we can confirm that Gunther is probably in it as well, but we haven't seen him. This is going to be, I believe they're going to be doing 2 matches every episode of Raw and SmackDown from here on out.
So what they have right now on the graphic is Gunther. They have somebody that was recently teased in Cena's announcement, a potential breakout spot. LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Dominic Mysterio, Rusev, Sheamus, The Miz, Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa. We got Edge, Chris Jericho. Did I say that out loud?
he can't make it. I think I saw something that he's still under contract, so he can't make it. But Solo Sikoa was on that graphic. There are folks who believe Trick Williams, Obafemi, the 2 guys outside of the company would be Joe Hendry and Matt Cardona are the thoughts, because they're with TNA and we've got a relationship with TNA to allow their wrestlers to be on our programming. So to see Zack Ryder back and at least interact. I don't think he's going to get to that final match, but at least if he's there next Monday night or the following Monday night are the 2 John Cena appearances. If he were there at either one of those, that would be fun to see Zack Ryder and John Cena get back together for a moment.
So Rey Mysterio's got to be in there. Let's see. Who else? Drew McIntyre's got to be in there. Because Drew and John never fought each other.
That would be fun. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'll be honest. Like, if anybody's going to come up, I would love Obafemi. But then again, I feel like Obafemi would squash John. That's not, I don't want to watch that.
Right. You don't want, are you going?
Yeah. I wasn't kidding, bro. I've still technically got 2 extra tickets.
Oh my goodness!
I bought 2 tickets when they went on the pre-sale, and then the next day when the actual sale happened, I found 2 tickets at a better location for the same price.
Oh, wow!
So I've had my original 2 tickets on sale, which mine are cheaper than everybody else's so far, but nobody's bought yet. So
raise the price, and then the tickets will sell.
Well, they should sell right now if everybody around me is selling theirs for higher than mine. But I mean, they've got them on the website higher than mine. They're not selling them because they're trying to sell them for like $1,500. And ain't nobody paying $1,500 for the nosebleeds. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
I'm only charging like an extra $100 more than what I bought mine for, just to see if I could make a little bit of money on it. to pay for my actual ticket.
Man, that's pretty sick. Good job. Good job. So John Cena's tournament, right? Like, so you and I know that there was some speculation earlier this past month about who's going to be his final thing. We're not going to blow that for people that don't know and everything like that. But what I do want to say is it's pretty genius that they have this format coming up. And I think it should be for more than that. You know, John Cena's last opponent, and if you beat John, then you get the number 30 number at the Royal Rumble, or you get an automatic title shot at the Royal Rumble, or what have you. So like John Cena is like the final boss. But if you lose, loser leaves WWE kind of thing. So you put something on the line. Not only does John Cena leave, you're leaving too if you don't beat him, right? So then it's like, okay, wow. Is this person's contract over? Like, what's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. Then if they lose, they come back with the Grande Americana outfit on.
Dude, man, I love El Grande. I love El Grande. That's my dude. Him and Penta had a great match last night. It was awesome.
I'm looking at John Cena right there, and I'm realizing that I need to get back in the gym because that dude looks sick right there. That's it right there. Good job, John.
Well, you remember what he looked like last year at the Oscars, right? Yeah. I wouldn't mind looking like that.
True.
So I love this 16-man tournament. And I like the idea if we can get some of our main guys, some of our newer upcomers, Carmelo. Like, I feel like this is a good way to showcase, right? And I'd like to see Carmelo Hayes and The Miz end up in one of these matches together. I'd love to see Trick Williams and Joe Hendry and Oba. This would be a great way to showcase Oba and Trick and have them in this tournament. Maybe have them win the opening round. They can lose to one of the main guys, but at least in the opening round they win, and it's a good way to kind of showcase them. Or maybe you get them to the Final Four and then they lose, like, because I know you don't want to have new guys losing, but I think in a tournament where you're facing one of the top dogs, it's okay. But I think
the only way that you can really get it off well is to have them meet in the semifinals and they lose by disqualification or something like that, which means the person in one bracket gets an automatic run to the finals without having wrestled the extra match. And then whoever's fighting against that person, that makes them the underdog because they had to fight more matches or something.
I like that. So I'm wondering if they might hold – these might all be on Raw and SmackDown. I started thinking to myself, like, they could technically throw one or two of these qualifying matches onto Survivor Series if they wanted to do something interesting on War Games.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping that they make the tournament work, that it creates workability. To your point, showcasing some of these wrestlers – giving us something to fall into to where we're like, okay, I'm on board with watching this wrestler now. Because right now, aside from my old-time favorites, I don't really have any new guys that I'm like favoring right now. I just kind of look at wrestling and I just watch it and I'm not like do or die this person. If they lose, oh my gosh, my heart is broken. I'm just watching the product. And that's what wrestling was always built on as long as I've watched wrestling, that there was always somebody that just stood out from the group. I mean, back in the day, it was Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. They ran the organizations that they were in. Then you had coming up along the line to be the next generation, Macho Man Randy Savage. You had coming up in the NWA, you had Barry Windham and those guys coming up, and they were supposed to be the next generation. You had after that, you had so you had Hulk Hogan, then you had Macho Man, then you had Ultimate Warrior who failed. Then you always had somebody that came on and took the torch. Then you have Bret Hart that ran the organization for a while. Then you had Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels passed to Stone Cold. Stone Cold passed to The Rock. The Rock passed. You have this progression. And right now we're a little long in the tooth right now. Part of it's because of COVID. So let's talk about the COVID impact. When in 2020, when COVID happened, they wrestled in front of no fans for a year and a half. And that was something that was unprecedented, like getting reactions and getting people to want to watch the product. I got to tell you, I tapped out. When I was watching and they had the little screens and everything like that, I was like, dude, I can't even do this right now. This is crazy. Like, I love wrestling, but you could tell the wrestlers, they're feeding off the energy of the people, and the people aren't there. So then when we finally brought people back on that SmackDown back in 2021, that was really cool. It was like, all right. But then wrestling felt funny because then there were actually people in the stands and everything like that, right? So, yeah, we've gone. And then Roman took over, and he was our champion for 4 years. Great champion. Somebody that really held the title with strong conviction. But then we passed that title to Cody. And we passed that title. Yeah, Cody, you got to bring your game up, bro. You got to do it. I'm on a different rant. Sorry about that, partner.
No, Cena took it from Cody, and then Cody got it back, basically.
Yes.
So now we're in Cody 2.0, and I do like that Cody's a fighting champion. He will, he'll fight. He'll let somebody fight for the belt on SmackDown. It's not just PLEs like Roman. That's what I didn't like about Roman. I didn't like Roman just like, I'm going to wrestle at PLEs. At the end of the day, the bloodline's going to get involved. I'm going to win. It was just so repetitive that it held no. I was not intrigued by the Roman Reigns era at all. To me, the only thing that was intriguing to me was like, when are they finally going to take the belt off of him? And that's why I was watching. Is today the day? Is today the PLE that Roman goes down? It shouldn't be like that, man. It shouldn't be like that. That's too long. It's too long.
Well, the greatest part of their whole process was the bloodline and their interactions with each other and stuff like that. You know, from Sami Zayn making himself an honorary Uso. I remember Sammy's talking to Jey Uso, and he's like, but the tribal chief, he's just trying to bring peace and everything like that. I don't care what the tribal chief, and then they panned to Roman. It was like that was a perfect group that all got together in an effort to like bring a product together. But Triple H got singularly focused, man. And that's the thing that'll always hurt, is that he focused everything on the bloodline because that was his meal ticket. And now that the bloodline is spread out all over the place, you got the MFTs that all of a sudden started wearing paint on their face. So now they're Jeff Hardy or the Ultimate Warrior group.
Well, no, I will say the MFTs are a lot more enjoyable for me that I can't see their faces and they don't talk. Solo does all the talking for him. That's fine. Solo's amazing at talking. I enjoy that. Having them talk was not working. Nobody needs to see JC Mateo. He looks way scarier in makeup. I actually like the makeup for the MFTs, and I hate that name. I hate MFT. Like, that's stupid. Like, my family tree, like, we couldn't come up with something better. It's like saying, well, Solo was the new tribal chief, so Roman's the original tribal chief, so we need to make a t-shirt that says OTC. Get out of here. Stop trying to sell me more merch. Get out of here.
Right. But a lot of people bought it, so there's that, right?
A lot of people
thing that I just want everybody to know that's watching our program, you have a choice and you also have a voice. So if you're not liking the product or you are liking the product, do whatever it is that you feel, but you don't feel obligated. Go back and watch some old wrestling. Go back. You have Peacock to watch stuff on. You have some wrestling that's still on. I haven't converted over to the ESPN platform, so I don't know what they have for WWE yet, but it's just a time right now to where you got to really understand what got us to this moment. The challenge that we have as a group of wrestling fans is that we've made ourselves available on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays to watch wrestling. And when we're watching wrestling, if it's not moving the freaking needle, man, turn to something else, do something else, man, because there's a lot more stuff, because we only have one life to live, and you don't have to be in a bad marriage.
You don't have to be in a bad marriage. I love that. All right, Ron. So before we close the night, who do you want to be Cena's last opponent? Not who you think, but who do you want?
If they wouldn't have done it already, the person that I would have wanted to be his last opponent is R-Truth. I think that would have been dope to have R-Truth come out of nowhere and all of a sudden somebody gets hurt and they're like, wow, you know, and R-Truth comes out and all of a sudden he's the underdog and he's the last person to fight John Cena. That would have been a great send-off. The person that I would want to be the last person to fight John Cena is Edge. They had the greatest rivalry of anybody, and I expect to see him in this tournament somehow, some way, and that he will be there, and he will be there and be square. He's going to do what he does, and it's going to be a great send-off for both John Cena and Edge.
So in a perfect world where we're all adults and we're all trying to make money, WWE could absolutely make this happen. But because they like to be dicks to AEW and constantly counter program AEW when they don't have to. They don't have to counter program. AEW is not WWE, and it will not be WWE. And it's okay to have an alternative show for other people to enjoy. In fact, we get to steal a lot of AEW stars after they've spent time at AEW getting better at the craft. That's not a bad thing. But TKO's not going to be adults here and be like, hey, why don't we have an agreement? You let Edge, you let Chris Jericho come over, join in this tournament. We'll at least say they're from AEW. We'll promote them a little bit. What do you think? I think AEW would be like, hell yeah, let's do that, right? It's all helping business. Because that's exactly what WWE is doing with TNA. They don't own TNA, but they have a partnership with them. Let's have a partnership. Let's get Tony Storm coming over and talking some shit to our ladies.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing, right? And it's all good business. It's all for business. That, like, TKO could help build the brand of AEW, which then only builds WWE up stronger. Because all the talents come to WWE after they do their time in AEW, a couple years, they get popular, and then it's like, oh, like, what else am I going to do here in AEW? Tony Storm has nothing left to do.
Yeah, she's done all she can do. She's done all she can do, and she'll never come back to WWE ever.
Right.
Because we kicked her out. So
we've got they could make that happen. I would love to see that as well. Having Edge as his final opponent. Edge has not got long either. So seeing a really good, fun match between the two of them would be fantastic. I just, unfortunately, I don't see I don't see these billionaires getting together in a room and making it happen. So,
or you totally see billionaires getting in the room and knowing this is going to be probably the most watched Saturday night's main event since Hogan and Andre back in the day. This is going to be a tremendous. They're going to program this all over the place to just get as many butts in the seats as they possibly can, including yours in Washington. And I'll look at my schedule to see if I'll be in December 13th in Washington with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close this thing down. You know, you have a choice of what podcast you watch. You have a choice of what it is that you're looking to do with your life. And we just really want to celebrate you, the wrestling fan, because in being a wrestling fan, you're still cool for a little while longer. But if you don't like the Dodgers, you don't like the Denver Broncos, and you ain't got a championship belt, I got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Till next week, guys.
Peace.
Yeah. Smack talking Raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Vaquer in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play, dropping hot takes every the top.